Hey guys, okay, so as some of you may know, I am a massive nerd, or I'd like to think I am. When it comes to things like comic books or superheroes or things like that, I light up like a bulb. I am in love with the idea of the unreal. Like, I love the idea of fantasy. Like, I have probably thought out storylines throughout my entire life that would actually make pretty decent comics if I knew how to write them. Like, I have an imagination that I don't know how to use. This got me really thinking about what if somewhere else I am a really famous comic book writer, or I'm a really famous YouTuber, or I'm on TV or something like this. And then obviously that got me thinking about parallel universes. I would like to believe that if I have a choice where I choose A or B, if I choose the wrong choice in another parallel universe, I chose the right choice and I am very happy. I would like to believe in that. And there is no scientific reason why that's not possible. I mean, for all we know, I could be a girl, I could be 23 foot tall, I could have a camera that's made out of potatoes, I don't know. Like, there is endless possibilities as to what could happen. Recently I've been thinking about the choices I've made in my life that have really affected me as a person and as what kind of person I am today. And what would have happened if I would have made the other choice? If I would have chosen B instead of A? What kind of person I would be today? I would probably be a completely different person. I wouldn't be here today creating this video talking about parallel universes. Choices such as where I film my video could affect who I am. What topic I talk about could affect who I am. Depending on what kind of person I am will depend on what I want to talk about. If I am more of a football fan than I am a comic book nerd, then obviously I'm going to be more inclined to talk about football than I am about Superman or Batman. Unfortunately, that's not who I am. I am not a massive football guy, I'm not a massive sports guy in general. But this means that I have other talents. I'm not great at football. I can kick a ball, I can play, I can have a bit of fun. But I would rather be there watching a film, like a cartoon about Superman or Batman. I'd rather be watching Man of Steel and The Dark Knight rather than Bend It Like Beckham, or something like this. And it's very small things that define who you are, whereas in a parallel universe, I could be a complete opposite. This concept scares me. I mean, I love the idea of it, I really do. I think it's amazing, but it scares me to hell. For all I know, in a parallel universe, I could be a mass murderer, wielding an axe, going around killing all the women, or all the men, or anyone I make eye contact with. It's very strange. But if you think about it, the choices you've made might not have been down to you. It might have been down to maybe your parents, where you're brought up, where you went to school, what kind of stuff you eat as a child. If they had made different choices, I would be a very different person. I would probably be living somewhere up north rather than in London. I would be somewhere in Yorkshire, or I would be at a different school where I would have very different groups of friends. If my mum hadn't pushed me to eat healthy as a child, I could be quite fat right now, whereas I am a slim build. It's very small choices like this that define who we are. And in parallel universes, you're very different. You, as a person, don't exist. It's another version of you that exists, and this other you is there living a life that is nothing like yours. They've made different choices, they've had different influences, and they've had different people in their life. And that's really weird to think about. Take a moment to think about one of the biggest choices you've ever had to make, be it you want to study something at university, or you want to change schools, or you had to decide what football team to support, or something like that. Imagine what it was like when you made that choice. What built up to you choosing that? Was it friends? Was it what you wanted to be when you're older? Was it maybe your surroundings, like your parents pushing you to do something? Imagine if those influences weren't there. Now try and make that choice again. Imagine what would have happened to you as a person and to the people you know and love if you had made a different choice. Say instead of going to study physics at university, you went to go and study English or maths or something like this. You would be a very different person. You'd have a different group of friends, you would have a different personality, and you would not be into the same things. You would just be you, but not you. The film The Butterfly Effect, starring Ashton Kutcher, is a film all about travelling back in time and changing your own history. Taking this concept of stepping on a butterfly will create a tornado somewhere on the other side of the world, imagine what would happen if in a parallel universe you didn't pick up that rock when you were a child, you only picked up a stick instead. Or say, instead of choosing a certain type of dog, you didn't like that dog and you went and chose a budgie or a spider. You would not be the same person, because that dog may have run out into traffic and you may have had a terrible event occur in your life, and that may have moulded who you are today. If that dog never existed, if you didn't own that dog, someone else owned that dog, that event would have never occurred. You would never have been on that street at that time where your dog was hit by a car. And this is it's a very strange thing to think about. Imagine your universe as a bubble. Nothing can penetrate this bubble, nothing can get in or out of it. Anything that happens in that bubble stays in that bubble. Nothing from the outside of it can affect it. But then imagine your bubble surrounded by hundreds of thousands of other ones, all identical, but with very slight differences. Maybe the Earth is a fraction of a centimetre across, or something like that. Maybe gravity is a bit stronger, something like this. It would change how people lived, it would change how people react in certain situations, because that's how they've been adapted. That's how they've adapted to live in that scenario. If you think about it on a personal scale, you have adapted to live in the situation you've been brought up in. Be it you've lived in a nice house, you've had a lot of money, you've had cars galore, you've had friends, you've had pets, you've had loving parents. And you have the other spectrum where you have someone in, say, Africa, or in, like, they live in poverty pretty much. They don't have a lot, they just have family, friends, and loved ones. Imagine there was one event in history that decided they live like that and you live like that. They live in poverty and you live with riches and wealth because of one event. If that choice had been made differently back in the past, you could be the one living in poverty, and the people in poverty now could be living in riches and wealth. It is a very complicated thought, but it does make sense if you think about it. I am probably confusing about half the people watching this video because I'm going all sciencey and I'm going all strange. But I do really think about this quite a lot. I don't talk about it because it makes more sense in my head and I can't express what I'm thinking. But in my head, I just think, alright, yeah, okay, so I picked up a red pen, what would have happened if I went and picked up that blue pen? Or quite a lot, I'm thinking, like, I'll be watching a video or something, my mum will call me and I'll pause that video. What would happen if my mum didn't call me and I just kept watching the video? Like, I would be further along in the video. It's a small thing, but I would be further along, I would know more than I did now. If I hadn't have paused it, I would know more. And it's just really small things like that that just go around my mind. So, am I alone in this? Like, am I the only one who's like this? Is there anyone else who thinks like it? I would love to know. Just drop a comment down below and I would love to hear your side of the story. But, yeah. Thank you for watching. Please comment and subscribe, like the favorite video. If you have any questions about what the hell I'm on about, I would love to reply to you and just tell you what I'm thinking in my brain. Next week I should be able to get a video out. I can't promise it because I should be packing, because next Wednesday I am off to Germany. I'm there till Saturday. I come back on Saturday evening. Sunday my girlfriend is coming to stay with me for a week. We will probably film a video. We may not. We will most likely do it. We have an idea of what we want to do, but we will try and film a video, and If we can, we'll get it out. If not, then it will be out the week later, because I do need time to edit it, obviously. But yeah, thanks for watching. Please comment, subscribe below this video. If you would like to see more videos like this, kind of sciencey, weird in my head videos, then drop a like and a comment. Maybe subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you hopefully next week or the week after. Goodbye.